So, ladies and gentlemen, we are back for another day of Nebula Series playoffs. And today, on Saturday, it's going to be Div 3, and we actually get to see both groups here today, A and B. And to start off with today's match, we have EBL ESports versus the Wolfpack in the winner's bracket of Group B, if I am correct. And so, with me today is me, myself, and I, Dusty, as your caster.
I'm also
That's right,
technically
Dusty's
here in the back of the studio,
because
but
you're producing and stuff, but I have designated myself as the solo cast so Caustic does not lose their mind. Therefore, it's gonna be me tonight. Last time Dusty solo casted, it was a great thing. You know, your banana bread Pop Tarts are really cool.
oh
But
god.
nonetheless, let's get rosters underway here for both teams. Starting off with EBL Esports, we have Koodles and Reaper on tank, Zytrix on Koodles and Reaper on DPS, Zytrix on tank, and then Penguin and Sayer for your supports. And then for the Wolfpack, coming in, your DPS are gonna be Lanavier and G5 on DPS, Dinkelberg on tank, and then Elmo and Clipper on support. And let's get this underway. As the map for map number 1 here in this series is going to be a fan favorite. It's going to be Lijiang Tower. With the bans
Also,
today,
just real quick for clarification, Connor is starting tonight for the Wolfpack. They didn't mention before the start of map
Connor
which
and
of them
G5
would
for your
we.
DPS line.
So yeah, it's going to be Connor and G5 to start off.
Okay, yep, that is my bad.
Yeah, no worries.
But now it's going to be Lijiang Tower with your bans being Vendetta from the side of EBL and Lucio from the side of the Wolfpack. And both teams are just waiting for the confirmation to be ready. And then otherwise, we can get going into the start of Div 3, Div 3 Saturday.
The
Well, very,
Lucio
very.
ban is interesting. I'm not opposed to it. The Vendetta ban I feel is early. I feel like it's early
I
to
mean,
ban
hey,
them.
if you get out of the way, it makes it much fun for me to cast. I don't like that Vendetta character, so.
Yeah, Vendetta could be a pain to play against
She
and
did
a
get
pain
nerfed.
to see, but she did get nerfed, so.
Speaking of which of nerfs, there's a Sierra hotfix, which we can see the changes next week in Nebula Series final playoffs, I think, for the season. I don't know if next week's grand finals week, but it's close. But nonetheless, both teams are ready. So we are going to be going in to map number 1.
I think technically speaking, next week is grand final, not grand finals, but losers finals, and then grand finals, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I
But I
am not looking
could
at
be
the
wrong
schedule.
on
I'm not
that.
gonna lie.
Yeah, I
Because
could
this
be
is
wrong
upper
on that as
bracket
well.
match 2, match 3.
Yes, so the winners of these matches tonight are going to be the top seed for grand finals.
Okay. So whoever wins this is going straight to grand finals. Cool.
Yeah, whoever wins this is
All
listed as the home team for grand
And
finals.
so, looking at the comps for tonight, it's... Oh, did I put stuff out of order? Could have sworn. Yeah,
Well,
most
either way.
that, guys. So, I'll fix it next
We'll
map.
work with it. It's fine.
So we see the Zarya comp coming in for EBL with the Reaper. It's like the Zardetta, but it's just the variation of... I think this is what they've been wanting to play since you already banned out of the Vendetta early. So it's going to make sense to play the Zarya Reaper variation. This was the meta before Vendetta came out, actually. And then for the Wolfpack, they're playing a sim comp with the Roadhog from Dinkelberg. So I think from EBL, it also might just be a play of trying to play anti-Roadhog, just because Bubbling Reaper gets you so much space. And look at this, Dinkelberg already has to use all of their take a breather, they're falling low. They have to give so much space on the point here. And now it's going to be G5 looking for another TP play to potentially here. Zytrix already getting to 40% with his ult, has to fade away, gets the bubble for a little more, but they walk into the Symmetra microwave. The Reaper gets picked off by Dinkelberg. A nice hook from the Roadhog. Connor, 1 HP is able to survive. Actually, no, Toph gets him with the missiles. Sayer is able to survive, getting fully charged. G5 low. The Zarya, though, gonna get picked up by Dinkelberg. G5 and the Sim. A very deadly combo as G5 1 HP. But the Wolfpack are able to get the first map capture. And it's going to be 5% and counting here, as no real ult are coming up. Maybe 60% for the highest one, as EBL are now... I mean, you're going to have to try to utilize your Sojourn a little more. I mean, Koodles is... I mean, on Sojourn, if you can get a few angles, like especially on a comp like this against a Symmetra Roadhog, it's going to be huge. G5 and Connor fall low from the initial Reaper engage from Zytrix, but Sayer's falling low as well. You need to be wary about these Roadhog hooks, and even if you walk through main here, like EBL is trying to do, there are turrets all over the point, so walking through is very scary. You go for a mini TP play there. G5 and Dinkelberg not able to find anything with the hook TP combo. Zytrix going in the backline, potentially going to get hooked here. It's going to be a Blossom. It gets 1, it gets 2, it gets 3! Connor is able to get away and take out the Reaper, but 44% is all the Wolfpack are going to be able to get in that initial first capture, as it was a little greedy there from Zytrix, but you're able to get 3. I'm surprised Dinkelberg didn't hook him off the map. But now it's going to be an overclock from EBL against basically everything in the bank from the Wolfpack, who could potentially just TP to the point, who looks like, yeah, that's what they're going for. Actually, really soft rotate here. As Wolfpack getting close to the rush, if you're EBL, you could get close to a grab, but that's 20% away. There comes a rush from Clipper Edge. That's going to be an overclock to counter. That's going to keep people at bay for a while. G5 gets half HP now due to it. And now the overclock's just going to keep raining damage onto the side of the Wolfpack. Trying to take the claws away from these wolves, at least. And Flush is able to get Connor a nice kunai to the head. Now it's 5v4. Kunai gets another. It's a whole log of the map. It gets 1. It gets 2. Actually, no, it's a TP from the Reaper and the Fury. They're able to get away, but there's no tank on the field now for the side of EBL. The Wolfpack pops the Metro Wall. Zytrix does get picked up by Dinkelberg, and now it's 3v4 in favor of the Wolfpack. G5 gets away with the teleporter. Connor goes over to the Onron to help with a potential comeback and just for survivability. Toff is able to get G5. Dinkelberg falling low. It's a rush on the point. Elbow gets Koodles. Connor, half HP. Orbital Ray is popped by Toff, but I don't think it's going to be enough. It's just as Oriana Juno. Toff kicked Elbow in the face to find their counterpart in the Juno. Dinkelberg getting burned down, and now Zytrix back as well. The grabs 3! And it's going to be a quick cleanup here. Wolfpack were able to get the point in the middle of that fight, getting up to 74%. And G5 goes over to the tower here now is EBL, 50% on counting here for round 1 on Night Market. Dinkelberg is going to go over to the Ryan. G5 is going over to the May. They're going full brawl swap now. Dinkelberg is actually going back to the Roadhog. And now it's going to be a very, actually even ult deficit for both sides. Both teams use almost all of their ults, but it's going to be Elmo's Orbital Ray versus Zytrix's Death Blossom. He's going to go for it. Getting everyone low. It's going to be an early wall, and it actually blocks off Connor. G5 blocked off their own DPS, and that's going to be an early stagger for the side of the Wolfpack. So they're going to have to disengage and get ready to go in with their Orbital Ray and Rush combo, as Koodles is just trying to farm the overclock once again, as the Wolfpack are going to be taking an angle off to the high ground, and Zytrix is going to go all the way behind and try to get a quick angle, try to catch someone out. G5's falling low along with Connor and Elmo, and it might be an early Orbital Ray. It is. Can't really get into range of anyone besides Sayer here, and Zytrix does have a good angle in the backline here with the Reaper. Sayer falling low, as Koodles getting closer and closer to this grab by the second though. Toff trying to get away, able to break the ankles a little bit of Connor, and they're able to get away. Elmo gets picked up by Koodles. Koodles gets the overclock. It's online! The Sojourn is able to get G5 with the help of Zytrix. Koodles gets 1, gets another! And the Sojourn's able to get the cleanup. Dinkelberg goes down, and EBL are able to take round 1 in a very nice angle there from Zytrix on the Reaper, able to secure that round win. And I think the funny Roadhog comp is finally starting to be figured out by the rest of Div 3 Group B here. I mean, if you go Reaper Czar, it's really hard to get a hook on anyone, especially with a Kiriko and a Sojourn too. It's rough. Let me say, I gotta take a drink of water. That was a long round. Okay, there we go. But yeah, we do see a short adaptation here from Dinkelberg going over to the Ramatra, which is going to be good, at least being able to sustain a little more against the Czar comp. Because you're going to be able to use your Nemesis form to block a lot of the early damage and be able to poke out the Zarya initially to force out those bubbles from Sayer to get yourself in a really good position here. And it's going to be quickly Koodles and Flush going over to the coast side of the map, over to the Mega Health Pack, trying to get a good angle here with the Sojourn, trying to take some space. But it's going to be 3 people already trying to walk on a Sayer here, already getting angles onto the Zarya. G5 has to use their wall early, gets hit by an early railgun shot. Zytrix falling low, gets picked off by Dinkelberg, does not have the Wraith form to escape. And the Ramatra here is going to be able to clear out a lot of EBL and send them back to the initial choke point for that Clipper Edge falls low. And it's going to be a Wolfpack early capture here. A potential stagger onto Koodles, who gets picked up by Connor on the on-run. 10% counting now for the Wolfpack on command center. Control center. Has no real ult coming up besides Elmo's Kitsune Rush potentially. And it's going to be a matter of EBL trying to walk through here without getting hit by a G5 wall or a Dinkelberg Ramatra slow. As big missiles come in from top, able to deny a lot of spaces. Zytrix able to find Connor. Koodles gets G5, and the DPS line of Wolfpack is already down this fight. I don't even know how. I guess they just cleared the coast when we weren't looking, and now Sayer's able to get Elmo, Dinkelberg getting burned down. And now Zytrix going to be getting close to the Death Blossom. And now is almost matching Elmo's Kitsune Rush. Still though, if Sayer uses a bubble early here, or maybe even too early in general, Elmo could just pop the rush, and the rest of the Wolfpack could walk down on the Zarya and be able to take the early pick on the tank and just be. If you be a little wary of Zytrix here, you won't have to worry about the Death Blossom. G5 already uses the wall though, so Zytrix can just go into the bubble, and that they do. The Blossom finds one, finds two, look for three. Elmo's trying to get away with the TP, but Zytrix gets 5 with the help of Koodles. Make that 25% and counting now for EBL. But Elmo didn't use the rush. Wolfpack didn't use a single ult actually, so still in a pretty good spot. Flush trying to get to the Kitsune Rush of their own, but don't know if he'll be able to get it in time. A nice few kunai, maybe might get it. But no, Dinkelberg uses the Nemesis form early along with the wall. Zytrix has to run away, and it's gonna be a Blizzard to catch one out. But Sayer's able to get G5. It's gonna be the overclock from Koodles, trying to get a pick. G5 gets top as well. It's a 4v4. Connor gets one. It's the Annihilation out from Dinkelberg as well. Zytrix gets Connor, and it's gonna be a long, drawn-out fight here. All's coming out left and right. Almost able to get Zytrix, and I think Wolfpack will be able to take this one. But Koodles is going in for a railgun. They punch Clipper mid-slide and get the pick onto the Juno. But nonetheless, the Wolfpack are able to get the cap. 54% and counting up for the Wolfpack, matching EBL. And now G5's over to the Hanzo. We've seen this one last week, actually, when we casted the Wolfpack versus Leviathans. It's going to be a rush through the server room from the side of EBL. There's a very quick rotate. It's going to be the grab from Sayer as well, trying to catch at least something. And it puts out the orbital away from Clipper Edge, but they go down right after they use it. And now Connor gets a trade. It's a 4v4 once again. Very chaotic. Both orbital rays using this fight. Dinkelberg gets top. Flush tries to TP away. Koodles low as well. Connor here on the on-run, able to get the clean up. It's actually a nice bubble from Sayer, and Connor gets caught out. Sayer, the savior here for Koodles, who's able to get away, carry their Sojourn as they rotate around, make Dinkelberg waste a Nemesis form, and EBL have now gotten the Wolfpack into a really rough position. But you're running out of numbers here for EBL. You're running out of cooldown as well. Zytrix getting close to this Death Blossom, but can you survive long enough to use is the question. And now Flush gets 180 by G5! The DPS line for the Wolfpack just took out both supports of EBL. And unless Zytrix does something huge here with the Death Blossom, but nothing gonna happen. They get picked off. And the Wolfpack will win round 2, 100 to 54. Not a bad round at all there. And, I mean, that was a very close round. Very scrappy. All the ults were used. And now as we go to Gardens, I think Wolfpack does have a good shot at this. You just need to be a little more difficult on Gardens. The choke points are a little more rough. And, getting Connor into... There's like no tight corners for Connor to really hide behind on the on-run to quickly just jump out and try to force out a cooldown. So I think it's going to favor the... It's going to favor EBL a little more just because you have the Zarya to get constant uptime along with the Sojourn, who can constantly get poke pressure in. And it's going to be Wolfpack TPing quickly over to the point. Going to be able to do a lot of work as Flush is able to pick off Emlo, the Kiriko finding the Kiriko. As it's going to be a very chaotic fight. Koodles finds G5. And I think EBL just might be able to get that off of sheer numbers alone this fight. And Sayer technically is killing the Clipper Edge. They try to jump off the map, but the Zarya is able to just, you know, get the grenade at the end. Just to confirm it. And EBL will be able to get the first capture. G5 going back to the Hanzo. And it's going to be Zytrix fighting Dinkelberg in the small mega room to the right. Everyone's actually going to go over there for the side of Wolfpack. Almost catching out Zytrix and Flush, but they TP away. And they're just going to be playing in the range of their Sojourn for the time being. It's going to be Zytrix going in for the quick engage. Going to get the bubble, basically just... You can just walk in for free with this Zarya Reaper comp. The Reaper so scary just because of the raw burst damage, and then you get to go in for free. It's gonna be Koodles almost finding Clipper Edge. They had to get back though, so they lost a railgun. And now G5 falling low. It's gonna be G5 finding Zytrix though. They peel off the Reaper. Koodles, however, is getting very close to an overclock. So if you can live for a little longer for EBL, you could be able to get that ultimate. And Dingleberg can't walk up anymore. They lost a lot of their help in their Nemesis form. And Koodles getting closer and closer to this overclock by the second. Dingleberg getting burned down. But G5 almost getting close to these dragons as well. Gonna be a good containment tool for the side of the Wolfpack here. As Koodles gonna go quick with the overclock, looking to find something here, burning down Clipper Edge to half HP. Clipper Edge though finds Koodles. The Juno actually picks off the Sojourn here. Zytrix though gets 2, Zytrix gets 3. The Reaper's able to pick everyone off. The Dragon though potentially from G5 might be a fight winner. Trying to find the Juno, but gets picked up by Zytrix. They get 4. Connor runs away. Wolfpack were able to get 16% in that fight. But, oh, Connor falls off the map. Sayer technically gets the second boop kill on the Zarya. And now it's 50% and counting here for EBL. 2 fights left for the Wolfpack to try and take map number 1 here on Lijiang. And it's going to be very difficult. If we see G5 going over to the Venture for a little more speed and a little more angle pressure, and G5 is going to be falling low, but you have 4 ults on the side for EBL, and 3 to maybe 4. Connor can build this ult with really in a set fast enough. It's going to be a grab, Death Blossom, and it gets 5! It's going to be a quick one there from EBL, and you have both support ult online for the next fight. And Elmo popped the rush there too. The rush got negated by the grab Blossom combo. So it's last fight territory here. You have to get a touch. It's probably going to be Connor or G5. And Clipper Edge could walk out with the orbital ray. It's going to be a rush from EBL, trying to go quick, trying to find something. Dingleberg getting bursted down. Elmo falling low as well. Everyone falling low. Elmo gets picked off. It's going to be the orbital ray from Clipper Edge. But the Zarya damage is just too much. The railgun from Cuddles is able to find 1. And Flush is able to get the rest. It's just Dingleberg left. And the Vermilion Ascent from Connor trying to get a touch. Dingleberg pops the Annihilation. It's not going to be there. The Vermilion Ascent was just to try to touch. It's not going to be fast enough. And EBL are able to take Lijiang in a very close map 1. Whew. Wow. I know Cosmic you're producing, but do you see this?
Oh, this is awesome to watch.
No, chat, are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? All right. So, that's your first map of the night. We have this match, which should probably go to a map 4 or 5, and then another Div 3 game after this too? Oh man, we are here tonight, Nebula. So, now as we wait for map number 2, I mean, we just quickly look on the map pool and see what both teams are looking to go for here. Control's out of the way. You can pick anything you want on this map pool right now besides Control. If anyone's doing a Nebula or your friend told you to come watch because there's like some cool teams or your friends on one of the teams tonight. But from what the Wolfpack seem to play, they want to play a super fast rush style, or maybe like somewhere where we can get a lot of gimmicks out of the way, like a Roadhog, or like something like even like a little faster with the Ramatra Brawl. And if you want to play double flex, I'd say the spot to do that is always somewhere like a Flashpoint, like I wouldn't say Sarvasa since it's a lot more open out of the 3, but potentially like something like Atlas or New Junk City, where it's just like close, like tight corners, you know? Tight corners where you can play that on run and you can jump scale. Like on run's so good at like getting the catch on some people when they're like rotating through like a Sojourn, get hit by the dash by the on run, then you get hit by like the radius attack. I don't know, like where you like phase out of reality and hit multiple targets. I don't know what it's called. I gotta study on that one. But also you could do something like maybe a Esperanza or like New Queen Street, maybe a Runasapi, and just ban out one of EBL's hit scan. But for now, we're just gonna have to see. And actually, we do see the map. It is going to be Havana from the side of the Wolfpack. So I guess they're just gonna try to match with a poke of their own, or maybe something evil like a sim comp. So we're gonna go to Havana for our second map. We've seen a lot of Havana. Actually, last night's game, when I was lobby hosting, I was tuning in a little bit. Some of the plays that were crazy with those overclocks. But okay, I cannot find Havana on the lobby. And then the first ban is going to be Zarya. Actually, not what I actually expected from Havana of all things.
Well, I think it's less of ban Zarya because Zarya's good on the map, and more ban Zarya, go to a map that we're comfortable with, so that we can at least tie this current deficit.
All right. And then a Torb ban. I do know G5's a bit of a Torb enthusiast, which I can respect it. I like Torbjorn. And so there's going to be a Torbjorn ban coming in. So it's going to be Zar Torb for your ban. Don't see that every day. And then we're just going to be waiting for both teams ready, and then we can be going into the map. And I mean, honestly, I don't know what comps I'm going to expect, because the Wolfpack are kind of a wild card in my eyes. EBL seems to play a little more traditional style of things, so seeing the Wolfpack potentially pull out something goofy like a Sim Rhyme, that I would be happy about.
I think they've played a bit of Sim Rhyme before, if I'm not mistaken, so technically it's not that far off.
All right. I'm just confused. Like, we could see Sigma, we could see Domino, we could see Riot. I'm not throwing anything out of the table here besides Zarya, obviously, but um, hmm. EBL though probably is going to go something to the standard, like, Sigma comps. I actually have to quickly unban some characters. I have to unban Vendetta and unban Lucio.
Now,
Got that one stream.
now hear me out.
And both teams are ready.
What if they play Jetpack Cat?
I'd be very happy, actually. I do like me some
Really?
Jetpack Cat. I like casting it. I don't like fighting it, but I like casting it.
What about Mercy for the Widow out of spawn?
No, that's just evil. That's evil.
Because
But
I've seen people do it.
I guess we're gonna see. I mean, who knows? And so for now, I mean, Connor and G5 are gonna lock the. Oh, there is a Widow, and it does look like actually EBL is gonna be playing. Yeah, we're just going straight poke for both sides. Oh, I should have. I forgot to move Sayer. It's fine. I'll do it next map.
It's fine. And the next map you'll also forget.
Absolutely.
So question for you, Dusty. Does Sigma float?
Yes, we've gone over this concept.
I know. Bringing it back.
Does Alari fly? Yes.
Does Farah fly?
No. She walks.
Air walking?
Alright. But yeah, it's actually gonna be a Widow duel, and oh my god, it is a Widow Pocket of Mercy.
Yeah, I called it.
How do you
they do it out of because I've seen them play this before.
Connor hitting the emo to peak?
Yeah, they do that, just kind of make it seem that there is no Widow until there is a Widow.
Flush. And now, I mean, honestly, it's going to be very peculiar to see how this one's going to play out, because, I mean, it's just poke. It's poke with G5 on the Pharah, and Kudo able to find Connor, so it's going to pretty much negate the first initial engage here of the Wolfpack. And EBL also have the Alari, which I do think has gotten really good in the recent patches, where she's just been able to punch out so much damage against, like, especially characters like Pharah, who, I mean, G5's got to try to dive onto Flush, but they just get shot down by the Alari. There's going to already be almost a minute burned off the clock here. Cuddle's able to get Connor once again. And breaking this hold is going to be a little difficult because EBL, theoretically, they all should just be safe because they're playing the distance. And now the Wolfpack, you're going to see a few swaps here. And I mean, for the Wolfpack, you do have the Baptiste as well. You've had the Baptiste. You do have an Immortality field in case things get really rough. But we do see EBL and G5 going to the... Connor and G5 going to the Emre and Hanzo, respectively. And G5 is able to fight off. Connor gets traded off, but I mean, Emre for a Q was not too bad. G5 is trying to get Zytrick, and they do. The Hanzo's able to find 2 this fight. They get 3. Looking for more. Going for the Hanzo. I mean, not the Hanzo. Going for the Sigma. Jeez. And Sayer gonna fall low. I just want to see if he gets the 4. Nobody certainly gets 3. G5 is able to break the hold on first point. 2 minutes burned off the clock already here on Havana first point. Dinkelberg getting close to the gravitic flux. Actually, they already have it. Clipper Edge getting close to the amplification matrix. EBL getting close to the gravitic flux and Sunstrike, along with the wall hacks. So it's going to be on a very aggressive hold coming in from the Wolfpack here. It's going to be a very aggressive flux too. Just trying to kill Sayer as fast as possible. The Sigma was able to live. There's an amplification matrix. Gets hit by the rock. The Sun trying to cover, but it gets hit by the tree. It gets hit by the tree. And Cuddles by 2. The flux gets 2 as well. And it's just Dinkelberg left. And EBL, with 3 ults having to be used, were able to hold. I feel like the flux was a little preempted there from the side of Dinkelberg, but it almost gets Sayer, and the window was going to be a very good combo starter. But, it's just too little too late. I mean, you can't really do much about Cuddles just going out there, picking 2, and then getting flux. That's just really rough. I mean, Connor, though, on the Venture, as long as you can get an angle and get close to the DPS here of EBL, you should be in a very good position to at least apply more pressure and make sure... You know, people like Flush just can't stand on the high ground and they get picked off just like that. And now Zytrick's going to get potentially picked off as well, but Zytrick pops the overclock. Cuddle's able to find G5. It's a 4v4 once again. And it's going to be Zytrick's flanking, getting traded out by Connor. The Venture is able to get the over-aggressive Sojourn. It's going to be a Dragon as well from G5, trying to get the split onto somebody. The Dragon's coming out from spawn, and are going to give the Wolfpack a little more leeway to move around. Cuddle's going to get picked off by the Venture. Dinkelberg getting closer to the gravitic flux. Elmo pops the rush as well. The Wolfpack are putting everything in this fight. 30 seconds left to go. It's going to be Sayer trying to live as long as possible. Lari pylon here and Kiri healing. Everything is going into the Sigma, but it's not going to be enough. Connor is able to get the kill with the drill. And 3 minutes are now on the clock for the Wolfpack as they were able to cap first point. And now it's going to be the Sojourn here running from their life as Zytrick's trying to dodge a Venture and Hanzo at the same time. And now you're close to a Gravitic Flux, Amplification Matrix, and Tectonic Shock for the side of the Wolfpack. And nothing really besides Gravitic Flux from EBL. So as long as you can hold in a very aggressive position here from the Wolfpack, you're going to have a very good second point Havana. Now, do you have to be wary about the Widowmaker here from Cuddles? Yes. But G5 has been very good so far, and Connor just found Zytrix as well. So you're going to be able to take even more space without having to worry about the Widow, the Sojourn. It's going to be an early big flux going straight into Dinkelberg. Sayer trying to get it, but I think Sayer got rocked. Very good stun there from Dinkelberg, and now it's going to be a right side rotation. Savannah second point here for the side of the Wolfpack, but they're also low. The Amplification Matrix is going to keep them alive for a while, but the Disruptor shot from Zytrix is able to find Clipper Edge, and now it's going to be the Sunstrike as well. No Suzu to save you until the last minute. And Sayer gets a nice rock onto Elmo. Connor and Dinkelberg are the last people standing here. Connor low, half HP. Sayer just doesn't care. They're going to walk past Dinkelberg, able to get Connor. Dinkelberg trying to rotate away, gets the amplification matrix, the immortality field, to try to live. G5 half HP, getting close to a Dragon Strike. You could combo that with the Gravitic Flux. And now it's back to a neutral as Cuddles is able to put a break on to the Wolfpack, popping the Infrasight to make sure that, like, maybe I don't want to swing out to the corner because there is a Widow with wall hacks waiting for me, along with an Alari. So now it's going to be the Wolfpack just waiting for their time to go. Gonna go through quick sonar onto the Widowmaker. And Zytrix is able to get the angle on the G5. They were so focused on the Widow. Zytrix was able to get a quick off angle. Zytrix gets another, actually, finds both DPS. And now the Sojourn gets Clipper Edge, gets 3. Looking for the second one as well. Can they get 4? No, Sayer steals it. And now G5, 49 seconds left to go. They go to the Genji. They're going a little faster now. You have 4 ults coming up with Clipper Edge trying to get this Amplification Matrix. And it's going to be an overclock rush, Gravitic Flux coming in from EBL. But G5 gets a deflected headshot onto Cuddles. Very good there from the Genji. Now you're going to be able to take angles so much easier without having to worry about a Widow. I mean, Railgun's scary, but not as scary as a one-shot from across the point. G5 trying to be able to survive, get some heals. Dingleberg could go with a very early Gravitic Flux, and that's what they do. They try to clear out the flush, but Zytrix is going to pop the Overclock. But all of the Wolfpack are almost safe besides G5, besides Elmo, and I stand corrected! The Soldiers are able to find at least 2. That's gonna be the Flux to get the cleanup here from EBL. Toff able to get the cleanup, and second point is as far as the Wolfpack are going to get with 58 meters into point number 2. And it's just a matter of EBL being able to push that point through now. But besides that, yeah, that's a very good hold. Very good good fight wins there though from the Wolfpack. They were able to get early picks. Just unfortunately some of the times some of the angles were just left unturned, and it let EBL get some soft angles that maybe it got some picks. But nonetheless, the Wolfpack has still been doing very, very good so far, and I mean, we have to give a lot of credit right now to G5 because his Hanzo has been able to put a lot of opening picks on the board, and having Sonar Arrow, no, not like if you think about a great ability, I think you were gonna think of like a Suzu or an Onanade, but this Hanzo, the Hanzo Sonar Arrow has been very useful from G5 here, being able to just get overall good like value to see where you can rotate for the Wolfpack, and be able to relatively just get like it gives G5 space to shoot people, and when you can shoot people on Hanzo, things tend to go well. And we do see the a little more pokey style coming out from the side of Wolfpack, with Elmo going over to the Alari, and Dingleberg's going over to the Domina now, with Connor on the Reaper for a little bit of an angle. Like a little angle bit of a character. And Cuddles and Zytrix are going to stay on the Widow and Soj. Flash is going over to the Ana. And Sayer, I saw the Sayer flash the D.Va pick for a second. Dingleberg might just be getting slept. It's a big nade, actually. Dingleberg gets slept and get naded. They're getting hit with everything on the board from Sayer. And Connor tries to protect him, but they die for it. Zytrix is able to get the opening pick. Clipper Edge in the sky gets picked up by Cuddles. And now it's 3v5 for the Wolfpack, as Sayer's able to get another. And Cuddles was able to get the opening pick. It was a very nice flank there from the side of Flush, just walking through the left room. Able to get that. And then that might just be first point. That might be first point for Havana. It's going to be a quick dive swap for the side of the Wolfpack, but no first point cap. And they're just going to be getting set up quickly for second. You're going to need a legendary hold here to hold in Havana second. Havana second is notoriously a difficult point to get through. But we do see a full, basically, dive swap here coming in from Wolfpack. Connor now on the Venture, G5 on the Sombra. G5's able to get Cuddles, and I mean, I don't hate the swap at all. If you're going to play a very close quarters point here against the poke team, might as well utilize it and be able to use characters that can hit quick and hide behind corners to get like a 200 damage burst here. And then Dingleberg's over onto the Winston, Elmo's on the Juno to finish the pick from earlier. Connor's able to survive with a nice engage from Dingleberg. Dingleberg's able to be able to get off. Sayer has a Gravitic Flux as Cuddles goes over to the Cassidy, by the way. And now both DPS are down. In the meantime, for the Wolfpack, it came out of nowhere. Sayer's able to get Connor. Elmo have HP. Dingleberg falling low. And that might just be it for this. Everyone's falling low. It's going to be Dingleberg and Clipper Edge trying to survive with the help of a Suzu. But Zytrix and Sayer, an overclock and a Sigma, able to get the cleanup. And that is going to be over 4 minutes for the cap. And EBL, they're setting that to match point. They're setting us to match point very quickly here. And I mean, I really thought the dive was going to work. I think just you got caught out maybe a second too early. I couldn't really see what was happening. But it seemed just like as Connor went in, as Dingleberg went to help G5, Connor got caught up by Sayer, and then G5 was able to get picked off miraculously there. And I mean, here's the G5 3K. It was still such a good attempt from the Wolfpack. It's just like a few decisive moments that were able to get EBL some of these wins. Some early picks, some overextensions, and it's led to a 2-0 match point score so far for EBL in this Division 3 Group B winners finals, if I'm not wrong. But For now, both teams are going to take a quick 5-minute bio, and so are we. So get your snacks, get your drinks. We will be back for map number 3, and let's see if the Wolfpack can bring this one back. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are back in our currently match point series in Div 3 Group B Winners Finals with EBL 2-0 against the Wolfpack. And maps and bans have already been decided. And it's going to be Runa Sapi with a Reaper ban from the Wolfpack and a Reinhardt ban from EBL. So, I think we're going to see probably potentially the Zardetta from EBL, and then maybe something akin to the Ramatra from the side of the Wolfpack. And both teams are already ready. So, I'm not... Hey, let's not keep this one going on for too long. Let's go in to potentially the final map for map number 3. Here we go. Welcome to Runasapi, ladies and gentlemen. Home of Alari accidentally killing her entire family, but it's okay. You know, that's lore. That's confirmed lore. If you go over to the statue at the coast, it's confirmed. I can't read other one production. At the mega health pack, at the far side of the map. That ring. Yeah, that exploded a little bit. The writing's not fully there, but it would have the history. And honestly, Alari lore is kind of cool. We don't talk about it enough, but it's nice. And actually, I forgot to switch. I'm just going with it. I don't care. Okay. So we do see something I didn't expect from either side. We're gonna see a Mercy Zen from the Wolfpack. And it's gonna be a full poke comp with Connor on the Emray, G5 on the Hanzo, and Nickelberg on the Sigma. And then for the side of EBL, it's going to be a brawl comp, kind of. A brawl dive with Sayer on the Diva, Flush and Toph on the Brig Juno, and Cuddles and Zytrix on the Emray and Tracer, respectively. So it's going to be a battle of speed versus slow, I guess. It's going to be poke versus dive. Zytrix able to pick off G5 early. Emil, though, can get a res, especially with Connor being able to cover a lot of these angles. Emil getting, though, picked off to half HP, falling low. It's going to be the Mercy pulling out the gun. Emil actually surviving at 7 HP, but Sayer gets in and gets both members of the back line. Dinkelberg going to be picked off as well. Sayer is able to get 3. Make it 4 for the Diva, actually. Already 50% to a self-destruct, and bot is moving quick. Already 20 meters and counting. And G5 is gonna get staggered by Cuddles. Dinkelberg's gonna go over to the Ram now. And Clipper Edge is going over to the Juno. But it's gonna be a Juno Mercy for the backline. Gonna be a little rough here to survive if you're the Juno Mercy, just because of Zytrix on the Tracer and Sarah on the Diva. They could get a speed ring and just tear down the Mercy, or mainly the Juno, but if the Mercy can get caught out by the Diva just because of boosters, it could be a problem here. And it's already going to be checkpoint acquired for the side of EBL. No real ults coming up for either side. No one's really even at 70. Cuddles is just going to sit on the off angle here, trying to do what they can. G5 still just trying to find a pick on the Hanzo, gets Hoff low. Cuddles has to back out. Everyone falling low, Connor especially. And Sayer is able to get 2 with the help of Connor's Emray nade. G5, though, is able to get 2 of their own and make a trade. It's going to be Sayer and G5 trading each other out, basically, the entire fight there. And Nickelberg's going to die a little late. That's actually going to be a stagger on the Ramatra. Bot's going to be kept moving. You have a Valkyrie and Dragon Strike with an Emray ult on the way from the Wolfpack. And EBL's getting close to a rally, while they also have a Self-Destruct, Pulse Bomb, and Emray ult of their own. And it's going to be Dinkelberg going over to the Zarya, and Clipper Edge going over to the Moira now, actually. Quick swap, so now you just have the 2 DPS ults and the Valkyrie online. It's going to be the Dragons early from G5 trying to split up the rest of EBL, and they're going to be able to catch out Zytrix here potentially. The Tracer almost gets red on their recall. And Cuddles goes for an aggressive angle. Elmo pops the Valkyrie. 2.5 minutes run off the clock, and Toph gets caught out in the back line of EBL. I mean, the backline of the Wolfpack, I don't know how they got there. Pulse Bomb comes out from Zytrix, not able to find anything. The Tracer's 1 HP. Gonna be able to get away for a little bit. Sayer is trying to peel, going to the G5, but they get the bubble. And I do like the Zarya swap here from Dinkelberg. It's gonna be able to peel a lot better comparatively to any other tank that you could pick here. And it's gonna be able to force Saber's bomb. They get picked off, and they don't have a chance to remake. So self-destruct is for naught, as it's going to be Elmo trying to quickly save G5, and like I said about the Zarya pick, it's going to be able to peel and also put a lot more frontline pressure on to people like Sayer and Flush and Toph, especially, actually. And it's going to be Cuddles popping the override protocol. It's going to actually be a match from Connor, too. The Emray, I mean, Connor does not care about the enemy Emray. And it's going to be Cuddles shutting down the other Emray. Sayer falling down Elmo, and LS2 down already for the Wolfpack. G5 falling down as well. And it's going to be a quick cleanup here for the Emray. And Clipper Edge gets picked off 95 meters and counting, roughly. And the Wolfpack still hasn't been able to get a single meter. As G5 getting close to this Dragon Strike, Clipper Edge has the Coalescence on the way as well. But you're still running into a Rally and Orbital Ray. So that's a lot of stain. Especially you could Orbital Ray the Dragon Strike, or you could Rally bash the Moira. And you have to worry about Zytrix's, oh my god. Who cares about the pulse bomb when G5 is hitting shots like that? Dragons as well to try to catch someone out. It gets Flush and Toph and Sayer. The Hanzo getting a few more. G5, the silent carry of the night. I mean, I don't think anyone on the Wolfpack is silent because they're all howling. There's no moon. I think that's the weakness that they have right now. They're not playing nighttime on any of these maps. They're hitting the emote a little bit. But you're not playing nighttime on any of these maps, so you can't really go along with the wolf bed as easily. You can't howl the moon. So that
Are
might
you
be a
kidding me? They did the emote for a Winton plushie.
Hey, I respect that. They probably know I'm watching. And now you have double support online here for the Wolfpack. Cuddle's already falling to half HP. G5 doing a lot of early pressure here. Sayer getting cleared out. But you do have a Pulse Bomb and Rally still online for EBL, and Zytrix going for it. They whiffed, though. Coalescence comes out. Zytrix is going to be able to knock off G5 with that flush solo rally again, which is kind of funny. Connor is able to find Cuddles. Connor finds two, actually, before we go down. I was able to get the rest down to G5. The Valkyrie Mercy is so hard to take down, even with a Tracer and Diva on top of them. And now, Bot is not being moved, but I don't think EBL are going to be able to win this fight. 5 minutes, half of this push map time burned away. And it's going to be the Diva having such a rough time trying to find the Hanzo here, or the Mercy. Dinkelberg's bubbles have been immaculate so far. Sayer gonna get picked off and hard staggered. Elmo getting the melee kill. Oh, that must be rough. Getting killed by a Mercy. That'd be me. But 4.5 minutes. As you have a self-destruct, maybe an Emerald coming online for the side of EBL. And it's gonna be a Graviton Surge. And maybe the Emray and Dragon Strike from the Wolfpack as well. We could see grab dragons like last week, and I'd be very, very happy. Unless Sayer eats the dragons, which would be cool. But Connor does get picked off early here, so if you go for this combo, it's going to be very risky. You're already down one. It's going to be the grab. It hits the two, and the dragons come in, and it does get in though. Sayer eats the dragons. Dinkelberg's able to get flushed. Cud gets Clipper Edge. Gonna be the bomb from Sayer. And Dinkelberg's just going to use it to get extra charge, I think. 4 minutes left to go. It's a 3-4, I think. Tov goes for the missiles, not able to find anything. Connor coming back with the override protocol. Elmo getting closer and closer to the Valkyrie. And here comes Cuddles with the override protocol of his own. Already gets G5 and Elmo low. G5 goes down. The Emray heavy rounds are hurt so much. Cuddles able to get Elmo as well. The Emray's just going to be able to get the clean up. Flush gets the pick. And you were not able to get the checkpoint for the Wolfpack, but I mean, you were able to push 53 meters. And that is a lot better than the first half of this map. Connor already up super far early, gets picked up by Cuddles. Dinkelberg is going to go over to the Roadhog now, which very, very questionable swap there for me. As Clipper Edge getting close with this Coalescence, you have 3 ults online for the Wolfpack and only 2 on the way for EBL. And it's going to be almost a hook on the top. Zytrix pulses G5 is going to be the Emray ult from Connor getting shot down. But Cuddles, he does get picked off by it. Sayer went crazy for that Emray. They really went for the greedy play. And it almost worked out too. Now Sayer stuck in the backline, falling low. And Dinkelberg going over to the Hog could be nice to get the Diva hook. But I still think the Zarya would have been valuable here. Clipper Edge could go very aggressive here with an early Coalescence. But it's going to be Toph popping the Orbital Ray at almost the air. Connor does get picked off though. Dinkelberg looking for a potential hook. Gonna get walked down a little bit. Those missiles hurt. G5 gets one. It's going to be the Coalescence, but it's 3v4. And there is no tank in the side of this fight for the side of the Wolfpack. Flushing closer and closer to this rally though. And G5 gets picked up by Sayer. 2 minutes left to go, and things are starting to look grim for the Wolfpack here. You have to worry about a rally, health destructors, potentially maybe even a Emray or Pulse Bomb halfway through this fight. And Dinkelberg gets the hook. Dinkelberg trying to get away. And it's going to be G5 following the Dragons. And Flush is diving with the rally. And they're going to be able to get Connor. Elmo revives the fallen Clipper's Edge. It's a 4v4. The Brig, though, is brawling. G5, half HP. Alonzo doing so much damage. Zytrix gets one. G5, not able to get... They get a one, but that's gonna be it. Dingleberg gets hit by the pulse bomb. Now it's just a lone hog with a whole hog trying to touch. You have 10 meters left. You're getting a whole hog. You're trying to survive the onslaught of damage from Zytrix on the Tracer. And now it's Connor on the on trying to touch. Dingleberg has the whole hog to keep everyone at bay, but Cuddles also has the Emerald to basically just wipe out anyone. There's nothing to really stop it here besides a potential hog. But G5 is able to headshot Zytrix, and the Wolfpack still might have a chance here. Connor's able to get one. G5 going for the flank. Burning down Toph, gets one. The DMX Stayer gets another. G5! The savior so far. And now it's a minute left. A minute left plus overtime to push basically the entire map. You would need 86 meters. Connor able to find Cuddles early though. It's a good stagger though for the Wolfpack. Cuddles will not get the fast spawn. He will respawn at the full other side of the map. Sayer is going to get hooked early, and it's going to be a quick engage from EBL. It's going to be an early Valkyrie from Elbow as well. But Reg not going to be able to get picked off. Valkyrie healing just too much, especially with Mercy having flash heals, probably two, with the Mercy changes from this Tuesday. And now, Cuddles has been given time to recontest. But now, Sayer takes DMAC'd. The Brig is picked off. As long as you can survive this onslaught from the Ember, you should be okay. Cuddles gets one. It's just Connor. But you do have Elmo on the Mercy. They get the res. And G5's get the cleanup, and Wolfpack have acquired the checkpoint. G5 almost getting a legendary pick there. And now you have 4 ults online for the Wolfpack, a pulse bomb, an orbital ray for EBL, and 2 other ults 30% away. This could be history, ladies and gentlemen. This could be a reverse sweep, and G5 finds Zytrix again! The Hanzo, unstoppable! And now, 72 meters, you have to stay on the point. It's the orbital ray, the dragons to counteract it. The Vermilion Ascent, able to burn down Top, being able to burn down Flush. And now, Stayer does have a Diva Bomb in the back. But will it be worth it is the question. They pop it. G5 trying to get the pick. And Connor's able to get Stayer. It's going to be the rally on point. First trying to survive. They still have the whole hog, though. Flush falling low. The hog. Very scary. Zytrix, though, gets the pulse bomb. And now it's a 3v3. Flush 1 HP. Does not get picked off. Zytrix tearing up the backline. The Tracer able to kill everyone. Connor and Dick were the last people standing. And now it's Sayer back on the ball. Flush trying to survive. The Brig, though, gets meleeed by Dingleberg. The Hall goes down. There's no touch. And it's a 3-0 from EBL, sending the Wolfpack to the lower bracket. And with that, that'll be it. Very close. I honestly thought there was a chance after that opening pick, but Zytrix said otherwise. And here's Cuddles with the play. But, yeah, that's going to be it for tonight's first match. Actually, only, but we'll get to that in a second. For now, I think I'm going to keep it short and sweet. I honestly think the MVP, pretty clear and concise in my mind, I think it's just going to go to Zytrix. Very good, solid performances on Flex DPS. I could say Cuddles as well, but overall, Zytrix had a very consistent play throughout the series. On the Reaper to the Tracer. So, I'm going to give it to Zytrix. Very much honorable mentions to everyone, though, for EBL. I mean, the backline did a very good job. And along with Cuddles, who had a very dominant performance on Hitscan. But nonetheless, Wolfpack are sent to the lower bracket, so they're not out yet. They will be here next week, as if they can play in the losers finals to play the winner of Leviathans versus who is the other Div 4? Who is the other Div 3 team? It's the Leviathans versus somebody. I cannot.
Mystic Lilacs.
Mystic Lilacs. Thank you, Caustic.
You're welcome.
As you'll just have to see the results of that later tonight. And yeah, like I said, MVP is going to Zytrix. There will be no interviews today. And keep it short and sweet. Congratulations to EBL. And there will not be a second match tonight due to currently we are very short-staffed right now. It is just me and Caustic in the booth. And Caustic, if you could not hear from their voice just now, is very, very tired, on the verge of collapsing, probably on the verge of passing out. So, once again, we're not paid, and so unfortunately, we are trying to make sure our staff is safe and okay, and not getting themselves sick via stress. So, we're gonna unfortunately have to cancel the second match being casted. You could look for potential player streams for Bubbles or Solar Extinction. If you want to DM any of the players, if you know them to stream, that could I'm not gonna like heavily suggest it because they don't want to be bothered. They are players. But if you do, if you want to ask, you surely can. And if they do, you can tell people. You can tell people to co-watch. But for now, this is Nebula series. Our only match for the day was a 3-0 from EBL. We do have games tomorrow. I think it is a Div 2 match with Unkstack versus Unkstack versus IPE Quetzalcoatl. There we go. So with that, I am Dusty, your lobby host and cast for the night, and Caustic is our producer and observer. So thank you all for watching, and we will be back tomorrow for more Nebula series.